Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so Aquarius, we have the Four of Discs. This is my favorite card, straight up. Yes, it is my favorite card. It's all about fortitude, right? You can look at the card real quick, and I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but we have all of the elements, all four of them. It is kind of a fort. We have this little pathway, a moat. Oh, no, wait, is the moat's on, yes, the moat. And then we have, I don't know, is there a drawbridge? It doesn't look like this one draws up, but we have the bridge, and so it's a very secure place, right? And this always, it leads me to believe that when we get this card, it is time to stay in the house a little while, right? Hang out near home, working on those foundational things in your life, getting everything squared away, right? Everything balanced and even, and, maybe reorganizing the way that you do things, maybe the physical aspects of your living, or even like your schedule, whatever it is, maybe a new job, a new house, whatever. Okay. But this is about going back to basics and getting things kind of, solid, getting real solid. And so let's go ahead and see how this interacts with these tea leaves and their beautiful formations. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Sometimes that happens. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. And so I also want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on the reading. We have a large peacock. Look at that thing right here. It reminds me of when they're roosting, right? Here's the head, and right in here. Here's the body, and then the tail kind of comes down and it hangs. It's not all up and peacocky like we usually think of a peacock. So we have a resting peacock. The peacock is as you would think it is, as symbolically, kind of showing off, right? And not necessarily in some kind of grotesque, ostentatious way. But yeah, it might be just kind of presenting yourself in a way that is, attractive. It doesn't have to be like you're trying to attract a romantic partner, okay? But yeah, maybe this is like a resume. You're trying to dress it up, make it look more appealing to the potential, companies that you might work for. It could be that, you're learning something, you're, adjusting yourself a little bit to fit into the culture of whatever you're doing. For me, I tone it down a little bit when I have to go do stuff for my daughter's, school stuff. I thought I would always be like a super keep it real lady. But you know what? I live in a small area, and like I say on the reading sometimes, my husband, shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. My husband, Paul, is an amazing tarot reader. Go check him out. But I feel like we're like the Addams family of our area, so sometimes, yeah, you tone it down to fit in, and yeah, sometimes you got to throw in the little, the stuff that the locals are into, and so you can kind of slide in there and get to know people and, at least be on their radar, right? And so I feel like for you, this isn't like going full peacock, like you're out there strutting around showing off, but I feel like, yeah, you're getting yourself kind of looking the part, right? And so other than that, let's see what we have. I want to kind of turn this thing real quick. So we do seem to have somebody who is pursuing you, and it does feel romantic. We have a person here and we have a person here. And I feel like I feel like you're not in, well, maybe, I don't think that you're super not into it, but, and then we have 1, 2, 3 people up here, one holding a sword. This one has a heart over their head. And this one looks like they have a sword as well. So I have a feeling that you had maybe a bad breakup, and it seems like it was dramatic. Like, you know, like like you're breaking up, and like their, you know, cousin and their cousin's like baby mama or somebody is on like Facebook talking SH to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's not like full Jerry Springer drama, but like not very, like, not tasteful. And, you know, just kind of like, you can't believe that like you were in a relationship with somebody that would, well, that would get so ratchet, well, during a breakup, right? And then and then usher out their whole family, you know, like on the social medias to like get involved. And I think for you, it's like, this is not my, like, not my scene, not my vibe. I am not here to argue with anybody. You know, it didn't work out, and that's what it is. And, you know, and I feel like for you, you're very mature about these things. You just want to live a nice life. Like, you just want to have as much ease and peace as possible. But then you have these kinds of people that, like, you know, you would think that it's their career to just be causing chaos and problems. And so I feel like this other person who's pursuing you, not very interested, not necessarily because of them, but because you've been through it. You've had to deal with other people's SH, I'll say again, too often in the past. And I feel like you are absolutely unwilling to deal with even just the smallest little flake of doo-doo ever again. I know that's gross. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be gross though. Like, I feel you. Done with all of that, right? The world is way too messy on its own to have to deal with messy people and mean people and cruel people and people who are just, you know, poisonous. And like, they just go around being poisonous. No, thank you. I'm with you, Aquarius. I'm absolutely, well, I'm an Aquarius moon, so I think that's, I vibe, right? I vibe with you. All right, so let's see. We also have the number 1. And it's kind of like that old school way of writing the 1. I write my ones like that still sometimes. But right here, the number 1. We also have, it looks like V5, if that means anything to you. V5. The number 207. 207. Okay. So we have a deer, a stag who is running. We have a walled off area where somebody is meditating. Right over here, you can see right here. Here's the walled off area. And then on this side, it looks like we also have, like a high heel. We have what looks to me like a bird person. So I'm going to say this is like a siren. And so, you know, for the siren, or we think of the siren as being either the mermaid, but there's also the bird. It's like it's a bird that has the woman's head. And it's mostly in like Slavic, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm trying to think if it's in Roman or Greek mythology, maybe. But I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking of illustrations and paintings, Slavic mythology, you know, Russian, Eastern Bloc, these areas, right? There's a beautiful Bulgarian picture or painting of a siren. Black. She has black hair. She's beautiful. I would fall for her and she would destroy me. But it does. It feels like there's just this like divide. You're being drawn into the cave, into self, you know, self-development, self-alchemy or spiritual alchemy. Detaching. That's the big feeling. Detaching. And that's very much this energy, right? Just, right? Dirt off shoulder. And I'm going to open the door and I'm going to go in the door. Then I'm going to shut the door and I'm going to lock the door. Bye. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out of here. I'm going in. I'm taking my ball and I'm going in. Nobody's playing, you know? But I feel like it is. I think you're very turned off by the outside world right now. And people's behavior, their attitudes, their behaviors, just not for you at this moment. So I see you going into self and really just, spending time working on whatever it is that is your passion, your beloved thing. You know, we all have our things that, especially like when we get into that hermit mode, you know. For me, I like to embroider. I like to work my big thing is the gardening, cooking, trying out different, I don't know. I like to make stuff. I like to preserve stuff, whatever. I get on I get on the YouTubes. I start looking for stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to make that. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to talk my husband into having like a full Greek menu for Easter. I'm gonna make some. I'm sorry. I'm already thinking I'm making spanakopita for sure. Yeah, and I don't. That's spinach pie if you're not familiar. But yes, so I feel like you're just on the same kind of. I'm gonna shut myself away for a little bit. Become unavailable, right? Unreachable. And I'm going to focus on stuff that makes me feel good. Or at least is comforting, right? Disappearing into the crib to, watch Gilmore Girls for like 12 hours straight sounds amazing to me. I would love to be in bed right now watching that show. So I feel like, it's just, there is a turning inward, and I feel like you're going to find so much peace and a renewed strength. Not that you were weakened in any way. I just feel like there's an annoyance, right? There's an annoyance. There's just this kind of like overstimulation and just funky, right? And not wanting to deal. Not wanting to deal. So let's go ahead. We also have, it looks like a little slug. So we're going to be taking it slower, enjoying the journey, not thinking about the path as much. Although it does look like we have, and I'm just going to show you, I'm not going to say really, but this area, it looks like maybe there is a little bit of eros, right? Physical love, some physical connection. So maybe you do. Maybe you have like a companion. Maybe it is that you're even married or, in a long-term relationship and you still have this stuff going on and you're happy and you guys are cool, but you also just need time. You just need your own space. But the physical is still there, right? I feel like there's a certain amount of lust and desire still going with you. And, if you're not related or I'm trying to think of the right word. In a relationship, I guess that's the simplest way to say it. In a involved relationship or have some kind of ongoing thing with somebody. Yeah, maybe you're meeting someone, in this next cycle of time. Maybe this is like a fun new fling or dalliance or the beginning of something special. But that aspect is definitely there. Now, we also have a heart in the number 9. Okay, the number 9. Whew. All right, I gotta hurry up. I'm running late. Gotta go pick up my daughter. And we're about to have a blizzard. The sky was green about a half an hour ago, so I was like, okay. It dropped 30 degrees real quick since last night, and it's gonna storm here pretty soon. 59, we have number 59, 30, and 18. All right. For our last, we have our self-care affirmation cards. I'm going to flip and stop and turn the sky over. It says, life song. My life is a song in harmony. I take time to care for myself, to work, and to connect with others. Together, the notes of my life are in beautiful harmony. All right. Well, Aquarius, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, please take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.